Hi everyone, this is Ray, or some of you might know me as Tiki with Ray, and today I am in Washougal, Washington.
Yes.
I am at the Cave of Kungaloosh, which is actually my friend Daren. Daren's here. I'm going to do it all over again. Like how you doing? Hi everyone, this is Ray, or some of you might know me as Tiki with Ray, and today I am in Washougal, Washington. I am at my friend Daren's place, and this is his home tiki bar, your den, called the Cave of Kungaloosh.
Yes, the Cave of Kungaloosh.
Yes, and today we're going to talk about something that, I don't know if any of you follow my blog, but I talk a lot about a lot of different tiki topics, but one thing I kind of usually don't talk too much about is the alcohol part. Because I definitely want to show that there's more to tiki, and there's more to embracing the tiki lifestyle than just drinking. And Daren, you don't drink at all.
I haven't had a drink in 12 years.
Yeah.
12 years in December, precisely.
So when someone watches this video 2 years from now,
Yeah, there you go.
I got to go back
14
and
years.
I got to go back and change it. Yeah, I haven't had a drink in 14 years.
Yeah, and you can dub over it, man. Just use a cool person's voice. You know.
So here's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of people that I met that are in the tiki scene, and like they don't drink.
No, they don't. They don't. I've actually have a lot of people in the tiki scene that don't drink. That absolutely still love. They love the music.
Yeah.
They love the art. They love collecting the mugs. As you can see, I love collecting mugs just as much as any other tiki file. One of the things that I found actually in the last few years is that even when I go to tiki bars, a lot of the people that work behind the bar are really excited to make you a non-alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
They find it challenging. They find it rewarding, and they see a market for people like me.
We're not too far away from Portland.
No.
And Holly Paley is what about a half hour away from here? Or something?
Holly Pelly is about a half an hour away, and
One of my favorite tiki bars, and I'll be honest with you, my favorite drink there is the Kiss My Kahui,
it is.
which you turned me on to.
It is, and
When I go there, I order that drink.
I have to thank and I have to thank Sierra for that. You
Yeah.
know, Sierra just not only is a beautiful human being, but she is just a master at her craft. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised she won the Iron Tiki Tender, many years ago. But
Yeah.
not only did she win the Iron Tiki Tender for being an amazing craftsperson when it came to cocktails,
Yeah.
but she won it on the Kiss My Kukui drink.
Oh, did she really?
Yes.
I can totally understand because the drink's incredible.
And that drink is a staple on the menu now.
It's
at
on the
Holly
menu.
Pelly. It's on there.
When
yeah.
I go there, that is the drink I order.
Awesome.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, it's like my situation, doing what I do, making these videos, doing my blogs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I'm at tiki bars all the time. I'm at home tiki bars all the time. So I can't be drinking all the time. I mean, it's a lot of alcohol in those drinks.
It is.
So I've like tried to make peace with a lot of things and be like, I still drink, but it's like I want to focus on the other things that makes this whole thing cool.
Yeah.
Than just rum.
I agree.
And you were saying, I mean, like with the tiki mugs themselves, there's a lot of people that I've met.
Yes.
They're like, how did you? First question I always like to ask someone, how did you get into tiki? Mugs. I was at a thrift store and I saw this little funky tiki mug and I thought it was really, really cool, and then it went from there.
Yeah.
So mugs, art. You got people that are they're all about the artists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that for me, the things that really kind of drive me in the tiki scene, growing up in Southern California, you took tiki for granted.
Oh, really?
Especially as a kid. Yeah, my grandfather had a beautiful mid-century home in West Covina, had a tiki bar in his backyard.
Yeah.
It was more of a hut, but like a tiki bar. Kidney bean pool, 10 feet deep, great springboard. Lived there every summer. Banana trees everywhere. Just a gorgeous, cool mid-century tiki-style house. And my grandfather, a World War II vet, of course, who loved his libations himself. It was just always a good time. It was just, and I think that what happens with me in this experience is there's a lot of reenactment or recreation for me in that. And to be honest, the same thing that brings me pleasure.
No, what you mean is it brings you back to your childhood?
Yeah, it brings me back to my
Okay.
childhood. And when I look at these mugs, and when I look at like Big Toes art, for example, or I look at my Whitco's, Or I look at some of my oceanic art lamps, one thing is they are pleasurable for me.
Yeah.
And when I look at them, they actually activate the same stuff that alcohol does. Dopamine,
Yeah.
GABA, serotonin, all of those really cool, wonderful things we feel when we have a libation. And so I kind of, in a lot of ways, get drunk on the tiki experience, but just not on alcohol.
No.
Just a lot of the other aspects of that.
I hear you. Well, the main thing that I love about it is the escapism.
Oh, God, yes.
The environment.
I agree.
That's the thing that's most important to me. Like an environment, like a bar or a home tiki bar, where you walk in, and then once you walk through those doors or go down those stairs, the outside world doesn't exist anymore. Alcohol helps that.
Yeah.
But it's not needed.
It's not needed. I'll give you a really great example of this. I was just in Las Vegas this last weekend for my mom's 75th birthday, and my brother-in-law, who's not a tiki file guy, was really curious about the tiki scene in Vegas. I'm like, well, let's go to Frankie's and let's go to the Golden Tiki.
Yeah.
So the first place we went is Frankie's, and I warned him because it doesn't have this like great exterior. It just looks like a office building.
It's a white box.
Exactly, with a couple of tiki heads in the front, but that's a real tiki bar.
Yes,
you don't want to show when you come in.
Nope.
And I warned him. I said, when you walk in, you're going to be totally disoriented, and it's going to take you a minute to orient. But that's
between the darkness and the smoke.
But that's the most bitchin' part about tiki.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go in, and all of a sudden, it's like this curtain is put over your head for a minute, and then it slowly reveals itself. And all of a sudden, he's like, that was an amazing experience to go from this bright lights and sun and heat into this darkness, and then slowly have this beautiful work of art and atmosphere just be revealed to you. And he just said that was the coolest experience he ever had.
The thing I always admired about the godfathers of the second wave of tiki, to call them that, Sven Kirsten, Otto,
love them,
all the people, and pretty much everyone that was behind Tiki News.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and which I used to read, by the way, back when it first came out.
Well, I
had my first tiki bar when I was tiki bar, my first tiki party.
Yeah.
Thanks to their Tiki News thing. I think it was Otto that wrote the article, How to Throw a Tiki Party. And I had 3 light bulbs, green, red, and yellow, because that's all I could afford. And I just changed the light bulbs in my house.
Is this good enough?
That's all I could afford.
Well, obviously, I went on eBay and I got a couple of those.
Awesome!
And I paid some money for.
I wish I would have held on.
I would have paid. I paid some money for those artifacts, but I'm glad I have them. And I read them. I read all through them.
Oh.
And here's the thing that I noticed as I was reading these fanzines. It's like their focus wasn't like the drinks. Their focus was the tikis themselves.
Exactly.
They'd have a section where they were talking about like tiki spotting in movies. Like, hey, in this particular movie, in this scene, there's a tiki in the background.
I remember.
Sven was all about like going to these, like being in Southern California, going to these like tiki apartments. Yeah. And he's all about the tikis.
Yep.
And I even said this when I met Sven. I said, one thing I admired about what you guys were doing is you guys were you were all about the tikis.
Yeah.
And, even that alone, the tiki statues are, like, you can have an interest in that alone.
You can. Yeah.
The people that carve them, the people that buy them, the people that collect them.
And even back when I did drink, I think drinking for me was always seen as just the bonus of being part of the tiki scene, even back in the mid '90s when I really kind of got back into it.
Yeah.
And living in Vegas at the time, you had these relics or remnants of the tiki stuff that was going on in the 50s and 60s and even the 70s in Vegas. And we would go drink a Scorpion Bowl or we'd go have a Mai Tai because we would get the mug, and then we'd have our backpacks and we'd shove them in there and then try to sometimes successfully escape with the mugs and then sometimes not successfully. Thank God never being arrested. The security was always nice.
You got arrested for stealing a tiki mug.
Just give them back, and we would, But, to me, it was really all about the artifacts. Yeah. That's what I cared about the most. The atmosphere, the music.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's always just
music.
stuck with me. Yeah.
Even the music itself. Yeah. Exotica, surf music.
Exactly.
All that stuff, too. I mean, you could be into all that music.
Yeah.
And,
it was beautiful. Another thing I have to say about the tiki scene that's been wonderful as somebody that's in recovery is at first, when I kind of got back into it, I was really insecure. And I was like, oh God, I don't drink. Everybody else is around me having a good time and drinking. And I was really quiet. But there were a lot of people in the tiki scene that just came up to me, started talking to me, embraced me. I got to thank my friend Ken Caldretti, who's been in the scene since like day one, who introduced me to just a lot of the amazing artists, movers, and shakers. And, they all kind of just embraced me. No one ever questioned, oh, dude, you don't drink, They were always like really cool about it. And Sierra, when I first started hanging out with her at Holly Paley, and she realized I didn't drink, and she said, why don't we try some non-alcoholic drinks and mess around? And that's how we came up with the Kiss My Kukui.
I think another thing too is like say for example, like wearing these mugs. The nice thing about a tiki mug is it's not see-through.
It's not see-through.
So no one knows what you're drinking.
Exactly.
Throw a straw and an umbrella. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I mean, hey, we're all in this together.
Yes. I do have a few asshole friends, though, that when I do go to the bars with them who do drink, and they will all order the Kiss My Kukui. But guess what they'll put in it?
They'll put the rum in it.
Yep, and you know what they say to me?
What?
You know what? This is a really good drink, Darren, but you know what makes it better?
Rum.
Exactly. And they always remind me. But that's their humor, man, and I totally get it, and I totally embrace it.
And just exactly what you said in bringing this all home. I'm sure you agree with me on this, but if there's anything that's more important than just the drinking, it's the ohana.
I agree.
It's the people. The people in the tiki community are the coolest people I think I've ever met.
They're kind, they're warm, they're loving, they're accepting, they're amazing artists.
Yeah.
As musicians, as people who craft cocktails, as people who make incredible art, as you can see. And I always do my best to be a patron.
Yeah.
Because I'm blessed with a really good job that I can actually be a patron for some of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
And just support them in every way I can. And for me, I think that's been the biggest joy. I mean, I think that success in life is all about people and relationships with people. And I really feel that this scene has a lot to offer.
Absolutely. So, well, Daren, thank you for having me in your house.
Well, thank
Normally
you.
We'd be drinking cocktails.
Yes.
But aloha, mahalo, and all that other crap. Hi everyone, this is Ray, or some of you. Okay.
You should keep these in.
Oh, they'll be in the fucking on the outtakes. They always are.
Awesome.
Hey gang, this is Tiki with Ray, and I just want to say thank you very much for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more episodes, click on the subscribe button. And if you liked the video, give it a like. That would mean a lot to me. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave a comment in the comment section below.